This is a review of the iHome iBT32 SoundFlask. It's a rechargeable SoundFlask speaker with 4 speakers built inside. Inside the box, you'll find the speaker itself, which is very nicely designed. I'll go over that in a second. You'll also find a charging cable that's 27 inches long. It has a USB connector on one end and a micro USB connector on the other. You'll find an auxiliary cable here that lets you plug the unit into your MP3 players that don't have Bluetooth. It's 21 inches long. And you'll have here a AC wall adapter to recharge the internal lithium battery inside of here. The wall adapter itself is rated at 100 to 240 volts AC and 50 to 60 hertz, and it has an output of 5 volts DC at 1 amp. In addition, you'll have 2 instruction manuals. One of them is in English and one of them is in French. They're good instruction manuals for the operation, but they don't contain a lot of detailed specifications. For example, the internal battery here is rated at 2,300 milliampere hours, and the audio output here of the 4 speakers is 12 watts. Before you do anything with the speaker, it's recommended that the first thing you do is charge it for at least 8 hours the first time. As you look at the speaker, you'll see here the front is a metal grill, and the entire construction here is all metal. There's no plastic. That's why the speaker by itself weighs in at 16.65 ounces. Here on the top you'll see 4 LEDs, and those 4 LEDs will indicate the charged battery capacity of the speaker. For example, if no lights are lit and the speaker is turned on, the battery is dead. If one light is blinking, it's charged between 16 and 30% and needs charging. If one light is on, it's 31 to 45%. With 2 lights, it's 46 to 60%. With 3 lights, it's 61 to 85%. And with 4 lights lit, it's between 86 and 100% charged. On the back side of the speaker is simulated leather, and it looks very professionally done. It looks like a first-class flask for some liquor. You can see it's quite large. It's a nice handful. If I look down at the bottom here, you'll see this flap. This silicone flap covers the ports on the bottom and protects them from getting water inside of it. You'll see a port that you can stick a pin in. This is a reset button to reset the speaker. This is the power in for the charging. It's a micro USB port. Here is a USB output port. It's rated at 5 volts DC at 1 amp, and you can use that to charge your devices. At 2,300 milliampere hours, it's only going to be suitable for charging a smartphone, for example. Its auxiliary input plug is here, and this small port here is for one of these rubber nipples to fit into to hold it closed, and make sure when you get done you press that down and push it in tightly to make it watertight. On the top here you can see the power button, and then here you have the play pause button, and you also use that for pairing. This knob here is used for the volume control. On the other side over here you can see the reverse or in-call button. You can see the forward or answer call button. And over here, this small dimple is a microphone that you can use to answer calls and use this as a speakerphone. Now I'm going to go over turning on the speaker and also pairing it to a smart device. This is an iPhone 5S. I'm going to touch settings, and you can see I'm already in Bluetooth. If I wasn't, I would touch Bluetooth, and you can see it's in the pairing mode. I'm going to turn on the power by pressing the power button. And you can see the LEDs flash, and all 4 of them are lit, which means the battery is fully charged. And down here you'll see it says iHome SoundFlask. I'm going to touch that, and you'll see it spinning. And within a few seconds it'll pop up here and say connected, and now you're ready to play your music. You notice when I did that, it didn't ask me for any pairing code, but if you need one, the code for this is 1234. Now that I'm paired, I can play music, but I want to point out a couple things. First of all, you have two volume controls. You have one down here, which controls the volume output of your phone, and another one on top of here, which controls the volume of the speaker. If this is turned all the way up on your phone, you can turn this down and have no volume. But if this is set at 0, you can do whatever you want with this, and you won't hear any sound. So always make sure that your phone is turned on to some level where you're going to get an output. And now I'm going to press play. And I can adjust the volume. When you heard that tone tells me that I've reached the maximum volume setting here. I still have a little bit left down here on the phone. But don't forget, a lot of people will pair up, turn this on, turn up the volume, have no output. They'll think the speaker's not working. They haven't turned their phone up. Just shoot for the stars. If it feels right, then aim for my heart. As you can see, the speaker has good volume and pretty good sound quality. The bass is solid and the treble's clear. I'm going to play a piece that's a little bit more classical, just to let you hear what it sounds like. Here we go. As you can see, it has excellent sound. When you can hear a soprano's voice that clearly, you know you got good treble. Now we're going to play some music, and we're going to get a phone call, and I'll answer the phone call and you can see what it sounds like. Hello.
Hello. What are you doing?
I'm reviewing a speaker. How do I sound?
Oh, really? Yeah, you sound good.
Okay. You sound okay. It's not quite as loud as the music was, but it's still nice and clear.
Yeah, you're pretty clear. Just letting you know I'm headed home, so I'll see you in a little bit.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
There you can see that the music paused. I took the phone call. I went right back to the music as soon as they hung up. Everything worked like it's supposed to. Here you can see I have the cable plugged into the output port, and I'm going to plug it into an iPhone 5S. You heard the phone beep, which means it's charging, and you can see here on the current meter it's charging at 0.92 amps, and if I flip this down, it's charging at 4.97 volts. So this battery that's in here, which is a lithium battery, it is rechargeable. This lithium battery is now charging your iPhone, so it makes a good emergency backup system. It's important to note a couple things. You can charge this and also be charging the phone, but you have to have this plugged into a current source of 1 amp or more, and this device here that comes with the unit does provide 1 amp or more. So that's a good way to do it. If you're charging with a lower current, you're not going to be able to do this, especially if your battery is low. If your battery is below 30%, you're not going to charge your phone. With a fully charged battery, you'll be able to play music for about 11 hours. You can also do the hands-free phone calls as we showed, and this unit does have 4 speakers in it, so it's got a pretty good sound output. The Bluetooth working range is about 30 feet. That's what we experienced in our testing. If you're shooting through a couple of walls, it may drop off to about 25 feet. I like this product a lot. It's very stylish, very attractive. It'll make a good accent piece on your bar, for example. I've got a bar downstairs in our basement, and I think that's a good piece to have on it, just a conversation piece. I'm going to rate this product at 5 stars. This review is done by JJ CEO. I'd like to tell you that I received a sample for test and evaluation, and I didn't promise a review, but I promised if I gave one, it would be fair and honest.